the issue of the site for the permanent school building appeared to have been resolved. And government TDs, including Mary Harney, the Minister, and Minister of State John Kerr, were very quick to give the good news to parents about the resolution about the school site. And in fact, I have a leaflet here, a copy of a leaflet from the time from Mary Harney, and she said that she was delighted with the progress made to date on this important issue for Clondalkin, and she hoped that any outstanding details could be resolved very quickly. She wanted to pay tribute to all involved in making this happen, especially the parents who've been so energetic and committed in their campaign for the new school site. I thank them for their kind words in relation to the help I have given them, she said, and she said, I was only too delighted to have pulled out all the stops, as they put it, to make this happen. But in fact, nothing has happened since then. The school is in exactly the same position as it was during the general election in 2007. It's still in the same prefabs. What improvements have been made to the prefabs were done out of money raised by the parents and the school board of management themselves. And I mean, I know that there's recent correspondence from the Department of Education which wouldn't give the school much hope, because it basically says that, it tells in a letter to the council who raised the issue with the Department of Education, it says that it will be considered the school building will be considered in the context of the department's multi-annual school building and modernisation programme, but it doesn't say anything about, when will the school be built. And finally, I just wanted to raise the issue. The fact is the prefabs, and Minister Mary Harney herself said back in 2007 that everybody was agreed that the current prefab school was not suitable for the pupils or staff, and that a new school building was required. And at the time, serious concerns about the health and safety of the prefabs had been expressed, and there was problems with heating where a student at the time actually fainted in the classroom. Now, since that time, just recently, the principal of the school requested the council to carry out a dampness report in relation to the school, and what was found was that there was serious dampness problems. There was dampness and there was poor ventilation in the girls' toilets. There was damp in the boys' toilets, and a fire door needed a draft excluder fitted. The corridor had upper register on the damp meter. In the staff room there was mould. In toilets there was mould. In the classrooms, many classrooms, there was high damp registration from the report. So there's obviously, as you know, mould was found in the building, and that could cause problems for the pupils, because mould has been found to be a factor in relation to people having asthma. And the school itself, in general, prefab buildings, they're very energy efficient. They get overheated in the summertime, and they take too long to heat in the winter time. There's huge cost in heating prefab buildings. So I really think, if any school should be given priority in terms of the school building programme, Gaelscoil and Camoige should be given priority, and I'd like the Minister to update me on that.
Good. Thank you, Deputy. Minister Conor Lenihan, Minister, you have 5 minutes.
I want to thank the Deputy for raising this matter, as it provides me with the opportunity to outline to this House the position in relation to the Department's plans to provide for the infrastructural needs of the 3 all-Irish schools in Clondalkin, including Gaelscoil and Camoige. The 3 schools in question are Gaelscoil and Camoige, Gaelscoil and Clondalkin, which are both primary schools, and Clondalkin, which is a post-primary school. Both Gaelscoil, Clondalkin and Clondalkin currently occupy the same VEC-owned site in Clondalkin. Gaelscoil and Camoige occupies rented accommodation in the area. The Department is committed to providing permanent accommodation for Gaelscoil and Camoige, and with the assistance of the OPW, it made strenuous attempts to acquire a suitable site to enable this. No site was available. The Department then sought the assistance of County of Dublin VEC to arrive at a solution. An earlier VEC proposal was rejected by the school authority, but a second proposal was in fact accepted. This involves the provision of permanent accommodation for the school on the Gaelscoil Clondalkin Clondalkin site. Gaelscoil and Camoige has a current enrolment of 225 pupils. Its staffing comprises a principal and 8 classroom assistants. The school also has 2 special education teachers. Gaelscoil Clondalkin currently has 279 pupils on roll, and it has a staffing complement of a principal and 10 classroom assistants. 3 special education teachers are also employed. The intention is to provide each of these schools with permanent accommodation for 16 mainstream classroom assistants to cater for the long-term needs of the area. It's also intended that the schools will reorganise to form a junior and a senior school. The current enrolment for Clondalkin is 387 students. Its accommodation is being increased to provide for 680 pupils to cater for demand from the expansion of the primary schools. The department asked the VC to carry out a master plan of the site to ascertain if it could facilitate the plans to accommodate all 3 schools on it. This has been done, and Minister O'Keefe is pleased to be able to inform the Deputy that the site can be developed as intended. The next step in the process is the appointment of a design team to commence architectural planning. As Minister O'Keefe has explained in this House on a number of occasions, all applications for large-scale capital funding, including the one in question, are assessed against published prioritisation criteria and assigned a band rating. Projects are selected for inclusion in a capital programme consistent with that band rating. The band rating attaching to this project is band 1.4, which is a high band rating and reflects the fact that all Irish infrastructural provision in the area is being rationalised. Due to the scale of the demand on the Department of Education and Science's capital budget, however, it's not possible to provide an indicative time frame for the progression of the project at this time. Minister O'Keefe explained the situation in this regard to a delegation from the school quite recently. With regard to the school's temporary accommodation, Minister O'Keefe is aware that there are issues with it. The Department of Education and Science has, however, informed the Board of Management that it has responsibility to ensure that the accommodation it is renting is suitable for school use. Therefore, it should raise matters of concern with the landlord directly and ensure that they are addressed to its satisfaction. I want to thank the Deputy again for raising this matter and to assure her that I acknowledge the need for permanent accommodation for Gaelscoil and Camoige, and that I am committed to providing this as soon as necessary funding becomes available.